Shall we play a game?
But I never say never.
So I kind of want to change it up a little bit. And what you said there at the end, I think is awesome. I've known you a long time, and in fact, if I take the collective amount of years that I've known everyone in this room, I've known everybody for a collective about 40 years. Not to take away from Alan's 27.
Yeah, he kind of skews the number a little bit.
It makes it look good to me. You just said that you are happy with where you are in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known you a long time. What's it feel like to be at this point?
It's nice. So let's talk about that a little bit. There's been a lot that we have gone through. Me and Jamie, myself, my family. We have battled, and I've never really shared a lot of those things publicly. My family had an incredibly public battle in 2015 over some things that happened between my mother and my stepfather at the time. Mm-hmm. Not something I really just want to talk about here, but I mean, you can go back and look in the paper and figure it out. And I just punched you in the face so hard that you lost even more pigment. So, I mean, Jamie and I, we got married in April. We're going on month number 2.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. You really should congratulate her. I'm a heck of a catch.
That's true. Congrats, Jamie.
Congrats, Jamie. Jamie is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. And we had to fight to get to where we are, which made it even better. I mean, there were so many things that happened between the two of us. I'll just tell you this. We met.
How do you win this game?
At her... I'm about to.
He's about to show you how.
I got to get this little ball and this little hoop
I've
thing.
beaten you till you were purple.
It's okay. I got the briefcase. Here, I'll give this controller to somebody while I'm talking about the Jamie
I beat you senseless.
Well, you didn't beat me enough. Jamie and I met at her dad's funeral. And what many people don't know about that was, if you know Jamie, you guys all know Jamie. Alan, you're related to her. Jamie is pretty much over the top with everything she does, always. That's who Jamie is as a person. So when Bill passed away, her dad, she wanted to do a balloon drop at the funeral. I was on staff at Journey Church at the time, and that was where the funeral was being held. We were looking at trying to put this net full of balloons up and drop the balloons from the ceiling. And the first time Jamie ever saw me, she saw me basically hanging off of a scaffold 25, 30 feet in the air, trying to get this net hooked up, which we completely ill-conceived of trying to do this. And she thought I was a jerk. Do you remember that, Joey? Were you there for that?
I wasn't there for that.
I was there. That was So what they ended up doing was they had a bunch of people, including Eddie Schaefer, come out and just throw balloons at people, and it worked. It worked very well. I say all that to say that we started hanging out more at probably April. She was going through a divorce right after the passing of her father. And so when we met, she was not in the, she'd had a rough time of it. And so our relationship was a fight. And not that we fought, that wasn't the problem. We just had to get through a lot of mess and cut through a lot of weeds to get to where we are. So to answer your question, how does it feel to be happy? I have Jamie, who is the most beautiful woman I'd ever laid my eyes on. Matter of fact, I can tell a story about Joey's wife. The first time that I showed a picture of Jamie to Abby, she kind of did this thing, which I know you can't see me, listeners. She was shocked because this woman is absolutely gorgeous. She looks like a Barbie doll. I mean, Jamie is... and I think Abby was a little shocked that someone that pretty was wanting to hang out with me.
Did you know she actually gets her looks from me?
Huh?
She gets her looks from me.
Does she now?
That's not the family.
Okay. I can believe
We were
that.
both pretty.
Have we made that you and Jamie are cousins?
Okay,
We didn't mention it.
here we go. I'm gonna set this family tree up.
No, let's not.
I'll shorten it up.
It's gonna make us look bad.
Alan and I are second cousins, right? Yeah. And then Jamie and Alan are also fourth cousins. Joey's wife is my sister-in-law. And somewhere they're related to Jamie.
Yeah, and one of the most Atkins things possible.
Okay.
We're all related. We're all technically related. So, but going back a little bit to what you said, let's talk about that. 2015. It was November of 2015. Jamie and I actually split up the first time. Because there was more than one, but we ended up married, so it ended up fine. I lost my job. I lost Jamie. I lost my house. I lost most of the money that I had saved in 3 days. And then I was hospitalized for something that happened a lot like that. By the way, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch here at NXT TakeOver, SmackDown Women's Champion. We have never seen this match ever, WWE fans. And so that all happened in the span of 72 hours. Getting sick, losing Jamie, losing the house, losing everything. My life completely and totally fell apart. And I had no idea what I was going to do. I tell you that now because 4 years later, I'm in a place with my career that I'm very pleased with. I'm in a place with influence that I'm very pleased with. We've got a great village around us. I love the fact that my little girl and your little girl are such close friends.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that we have this extended family that does things like this and has such a heart for the community. And the reason why that's so important is because everybody is going to find themselves in a place where they're down, and everybody's going to find themselves in a place where you're looking up saying, well, this is rock bottom. It gets better. It always gets better. Joey knew me when you both did, but Joey and I were exceptionally close from that time to about 2017 because we were roommates. And they
Brozone layer.
The Brozone layer, right, 5th Street Manor. And
Shout out to Corey.
whoop whoop potato, another downhill runner. Joey had to see some really frustrating times in my life. And I've seen a lot of frustrating times in his life too, by the way. The fact of the matter is, though, is that to get to a place where you're happy takes work. I mean, nobody's going to do it for you. You're going to get in there and you're going to struggle and you're going to fight and you're going to have to do everything that you possibly can to make it work. You don't get to decide to not be happy. You only get to choose to be happy. And that once you've made that choice, you get better. It's not because you're not depressed, because depression is a real thing. You sometimes have to go that route, but I'm telling you, you have to choose every single day to make it better. And when I decided that, God Almighty, He is the Lord of my life, rewarded me with the most beautiful wife and the most beautiful daughter that I could ever imagine. So just keep plugging, keep fighting. Like Charlotte Flair, sometimes you swing and a miss.
Life's a garden. Dig it.
Thank you, Joe Dirt. I mean, Becky Lynch right there kicked the middle turnbuckle so hard that Charlotte Flair broke her leg.
And for you guys that are checking us out right now, I just want to set the scene for you. Alan, the older man, is Charlotte Flair right now, and he's playing against my 10-year-old son, Becky Lynch. His name is Jay. Not actually Becky. And
You named your 10-year-old son Becky Lynch.
Hey,
Becky Lynch Ketchum.
It has a nice ring to it. Another good plug. And
Jaden's new nickname.
It's Becky Lynch.
It's Becky Lynch.
Well, but here's the thing. Becky Lynch's nickname in the WWE is the Man.
That's true.
So, it is what it is.
I don't know much about wrestling, but I watched that one WrestleMania and I know that about her.
Right, and she ended Charlotte Flair getting up now, and how? Just how? Oh, stomped on her butt. That's called the Caribbean butt stop, Matt. I don't know if you've seen that before.
Only one other time.
Ooh.
Triple H's sledgehammer is in the ring, which means Charlotte Flair is going to win.
Take that, Jay.
Congratulations to the winner and the defeater of a 10-year-old boy, Mr. Alan Lennon.
He's a game whiz, though. You feel good about yourself? I feel great. That's my first victory of tonight, and I'm going to rub it in his face for a really long time. Oh, it's not over. It is not over.
Well, here comes Naomi, and Naomi is wearing a different version of Kofi Kingston's pants.
Wish Jay would get back in the ring and help me.
Naomi from Orlando, Florida, right now trying to take out Charlotte Flair with a, I don't know what she's planning on doing here. She might throw a pancake. We saw the pancakes earlier, folks. Oh, okay. What do you even call that?
That's a pancake.
I am not going to associate myself with the last 10 seconds of this show.
But you just did.
That I did, yeah.
So I kind of want to go back into what you were previously talking about with Joseph's House. Mm-hmm. What kind of work have you done with them?
I'm just starting to do some stuff with Joseph's House in that we started this promotion with McAllister's and doing the Team T Showdown, T-Team Showdown. And what that is a you vote for your favorite. You vote for your favorite charities according to city, and we've partnered with Joseph's House just to make sure that they get a decent promotion and some opportunity to
for sure
really get in there and do some great things for the foster kids and the foster families. Dave and Rebecca Barton have been people who are just incredible. Parents too of foster kids, because they don't really get the attention all the time that they need to get. So Joseph's House has got something that's very near and dear to my heart. Dave and Rebecca, like I said, are very dear people to me, and the work that they do is not always you don't hear a lot about this stuff. I mean, right now in Arkansas, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's more than 1,000 children are in foster care. The problem with that is that there are, I think, and I'd have to go back and look at the statistics, less than 20% of the folks who could be foster parents actually are foster parents. So that means we're leaving kids in the system right and left. The problem with that is that a lot of these kids are never going to be adopted. Matter of fact, they're never even going to know what a Christmas with a family looks like. And so we just want to bring some awareness to these kids who are basically not seeing what it's like to have a family. Give them that family and give the resources to those families who are trying to provide that. Because let me tell you something, as Adora and Jamie came into my life, I realized very quickly that while I'm not Adora's biological father, that raising a kid is incredibly difficult, especially when you choose to raise a kid. And so the fact of the matter is that these families who are trying their best to bring these kids in and bring them into great homes, man, they need all of the resources that you can possibly throw at them, because they're doing a really hard job. They're doing something that is admirable, that the Bible tells us. The Bible tells us to take care of the orphans and the widows. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that there's a special place in heaven for the people who decide, you know what, I'm going to take care of people who don't have anybody else. And I just want to make sure that we're supporting them.
No, I 100% agree. And by the way, guys, if you want to help Joseph's House in your own way, there's many different ways you can do it. But go check out their website, josephshouseofrussellville.com, or you can also just search for them on Facebook or on Google. Either way will work. I was checking out their page earlier. They have a lot of really cool, insightful things there. They have a donation station set up so that you guys can help out any way you can. I did not realize until I did some digging just how many people that I personally know that are involved with that. And it's really an overwhelming thing.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Strikers Bowling Alley currently, Holton and Kimberly Lee, great people, are hosting a diaper drive for Joseph's House. By the way, I sit on the board of directors of Joseph's House. Wonderful people. Pam and Tony Lee. Tony Lee, who heads up Lee's Trash Service. Also, another gem of a person helping lead this organization. And so you have to think when you're looking to support an organization, you want to look at the people who support the organization.
Right.
And when you've got a foundation like that, man, you can't be stopped. And I'm thrilled to get to at least tell people, hey, help these guys out because what they're doing is amazing.